Okay, so this is my standard 3 reflection. So what this is talking about is about how you should know the curriculum standards that are required to teach for each unit and implement those standards in the classroom. So additionally, what it also talks about is how the teacher must also use state and district standards to create lessons that meet the needs of all learners. And so that it's essentially talking about how the teacher should know that. For my artifact my artifact for this is my unit plan with the 10 lessons, differentiated lesson plans. So it's essential for teachers to become familiar with because, especially in a public school, for obvious reasons. But most importantly, however, teachers want to make sure that the students are learn the proper lessons at the proper time and in the proper way. And how you plan a unit goes straight into that. By a teacher becoming familiar with that specific school's curriculum standards, the teacher can appropriately plan lessons and be able to meet the needs of all learners in doing so as well. So at the school that I currently work at, it is something that we do as a part of every unit. The coach and I will actually look through the Missouri standards as well as what's required by the district when planning all of our units. For example, since I work in physical education, which is the school district that I work in, as Parkway, a health unit is required. So I needed to incorporate that somehow. So one thing I did is I looked at what was required and what we needed to include. And I knew that I wanted to add a lesson about the skeletal system and how it correlated to soccer because I'm doing a soccer unit. So I looked at what was required and what I needed to include, and I thought that would be kind of a perfect way because they can correlate. And it's now part of the soccer unit, and we'll be discussing it during week 2. When choosing a unit, this is our process. This is exactly, this is how we do it. We can choose whatever unit we want to focus on, but the one thing that remains the same is what we must teach to the students and what's required by that unit to be in that unit. And once we're familiar with this and what we have to teach, we'll begin planning out the week accordingly. This standard is extremely important for all teachers to know and understand because if someone is an aspiring teacher, that's even more important before you begin to plan lessons and units. The last thing you want to happen is that you forget to teach something in that unit that's required because at that time it's going to be near impossible to go back and reteach that material and it not become either redundant or just non-applicable at that stage. So that is standard 3.